Hey, what's up, your ILUS Army and ILUS family? What's up, you money makers? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about ticker symbol ILUS. ILUS, one of our favorite stock. Many people ask me why the deep, what's the bottom line, what to focus on, what can the future hold for ILUS and where the price can go, and how not to forget about the big picture. I really want to remind you to focus on big picture and how it can impact your investment. In addition to that, what is the big picture to talk about? There's a NASDAQ uplisting that JP Backwell, one of the executive at ILUS, talked about. So we should not forget about the NASDAQ uplisting ambition that ILUS has. I'm not saying it's going to happen or not happen, but the timeline that we were given in the YouTube video that I'll share with you as well is 6 to 9 months. So what that means for the price point for ILUS, we'll talk about that. What to not forget about ILUS is also the big picture. In addition to the NASDAQ uplisting, their European deal, their share restructuring, the strong community behind ILUS, and in addition, I'll be sharing what is causing the dip. Is this the short sellers that are causing the dip? Why there will be a dip and what we should be informed about? What should be the price point that you should be mindful about? If you watch my previous video, I talked about if ILUS crosses certain price point, it can go to 26 cents, and it did. So I want to talk about all this juicy information, and I want you to focus on the big picture. And I'm going to share this video with one of the Reddit posts and why I think this is super spot on for the stock price. $3. Remember, I am not a financial advisor, nor I am a financial professional by any means. I do a ton of research, and I want to share with you what are the NASDAQ listing requirements that you should keep in mind when it comes to ILUS. So let's talk about that. But before that, I want to share this with you. So the stock is down 6% today, as you can see right here. For 5 days, the stock is down 30%. For 1 month, though, the stock is up 182%. For 6 months, I want to remind you the stock had a tremendous 10 times run up, or 1000%. Let's take a look right here. So this is 1025% from 4 cents to 41 cents, which means $1,000 can turn into $10,000 just within 4 to 5 weeks. How amazing that. Have we ever seen that? So when there is spike into the stock 10 times, it definitely comes down because stock cannot go in one direction. Now this dip will be more and more visible as the stock gains momentum, as the stock gains price point. Now before we go ahead, I want to remind you, click on the like button so this video can reach to more and more people. Also subscribe to my channel. 77% of the ILUS video watchers are not subscribers, so I really want your help. So subscribe. That will help this channel's growth. It'll help me. I put a ton of energy, effort, and time into building this video, hoping I can share this research and analysis with all of you. So your help is tremendously helpful. Now, looking further into ILUS, is this caused by short sellers? So let's talk about that, right? I want to, before we go there, I want to talk about this particular price point right here. In my previous video, I talked about if this stock crosses this price point of 30 cents, it'll go to 26 cents. And we did see the 27 cents, as I just mentioned, which is a strong support. So here, 27 cents. Take a look what happened here on 22nd of September. 28 cents went up, and once again, it went to 27 cents, and it is now going up. Now, the price point that you should also consider, there is a strong resistance, as you can see, at the price point of 38 cents, 37.38 cents, as you see right here, this pointer, 37.38 cents. Now, if the stock has to go above and hit in 40s, it will have to cross this barriers. So up until it goes and stays about 38 cents, it's tough for the stock to go back to 43, 44 cents. And this is not short sellers. I wanted to share really quickly with you. By the way, looking at the RSI while we are on the screen, I just wanted to share for 5 days. The RSI looks pretty healthy to me. 44 RSI is not overbought, not oversold condition. And the MACD, the red line, is looking pretty well to me as well. Looking at the short sellers, this dip is not caused by short seller. Take a look, 27.23. So the short sellers are not really causing this dip. With the FINRA volume of 109 million, as you can see on my screen, the short volume was 29.6, so almost 30 million. which put the stock's short volume ratio to 27-28 point, as you see right here. Back in the days, we saw all the way up to 50-52. In my opinion, short sellers also believe that this price for ILUS can spike up at any time, and because of the catalysts that are on the way. So I want to remind you the big picture once again, going back to the big picture. What's happening with ILUS? There is a strong community. 12.7 thousand followers are there. We saw the tweet yesterday from the ILUS official Twitter handle right here. A strong, really strong Q3 for ILUS is drawing to a close. So many growth milestones and targets achieved, including our first US acquisition that I shared with you as well in further detail, and excellent sales and product development progress. So that is looking more and more juicy for ILUS. Looking forward to providing the detail of our Q3 highlight summary. Now the company will share this tweet if they have a really juicy news to share with all of us. Now what that means, let's take a look right here what ILUS did in the previous quarter. They had a revenue or the sales of $2.86 million US dollars, as you can see right here, with the net income of $544,000, above $500,000 for an OTC traded company, pink verified, pink current. This is a huge deal because we do not really see a ton of OTC companies, OTC traded companies are the stocks with a positive cash flow, positive income that we see for ILUS. Take a look right here into further more details. So their operating activity with the net income of $544,000, with the current asset negative $4 million, with the notes payable and other liabilities 3.6 million and 400,000, with that they put them at $600,000, with the cash at the end of the period is $454,000, as we know, and their financial activities, and this is more details. But what I wanted to focus on is what JP Backwell told us in one of the YouTube live stream, that we are super focused, and this is what I wanted to focus as well as a long-term picture. By the way, remember, I'm not a financial advisor, this is entertainment purpose only, but you want to really make sure that this is risk versus reward. So do not invest a ton of money that wakes you up at night. Just invest some trivial amount that you want to really take a look and see if you can ride the wave. That's great. If you want to learn about more strategies and exit plans and supporting each other, you can join the Patreon community that we have with the private Discord as well. We are a very small group. The link is in the description below. We're a very small group. We support each other and we talk about a ton of penny stocks in addition to what we talk on this YouTube channel. So it's not only ILUS or CYBL. We have micro cap stocks that we started investing. Well, it could be risk versus reward. It can be a 10x return, or it can be zero. So it's pretty risky, but it's fun to help each other out and invest into stock market. So think about joining that if you really want. Now, in addition to why do we invest, JP Backwell told us we're adding shareholder value by acquiring and developing growing businesses and innovative and disruptive technology. We saw that what's happening with the Firebug and the Fire Mist technology that they come up with, the acquisitions that they have planned. They had their first US acquisition that we talked about. On the top of that, the biggest thing is the European deal that we know. That acquisition is going to be huge. The second thing is dynamic and experienced management team that they have been hiring people. They're super laser focused on making sure that they provide the value for the shareholders and their investors. The third thing is large deal flow, pipeline of the acquisition, global partnerships, and the other deals. And we started seeing the updates, which will make this company into the news all over again. Now, with what they want to do is we're rapidly growing OTC. I 100% agree. We already talked about the stock price had a tremendous run up, 10 times run up just in 4 or 5 weeks, which is tremendous. 4 cents to 45 cents. It has to come down because they are getting more fuel to go back up and skyrocket. Hopefully, they're rapidly growing OTC company. Now, this is more important that you want to take a look, and they want to being listed on NASDAQ without reverse split. Reverse split is the keyword right here that you want to consider an listing on NASDAQ, and they plan to do that in 6 to 9 months with the global acquisition 6 to 9 months deals as well, and they're transparent and approachable. So they truly value the shareholders, and their community on Twitter is growing as well, as you can see right here, 12,700 followers. If you take a look at their stock widths, and they're growing as well, almost 13,000 watchers, and their message volume is really in the exponential way. sway the way the stock price goes, right? So that's pretty important you want to note. Now, why this is important to note that uplisting on NASDAQ. So I found this, and thanks to this original author who wrote this post, but ILUS will be submitting the NASDAQ application to uplist in the upcoming future in Q4. Now, they say Q4. It may be Q4, it may be early next year. We don't know the timeline, but by any means, if that happens in Q4 2021, a huge buying opportunity as the ILUS needs to get to the stock price of $3 a strong buy. Why? Let's take a look right here. And this particular requirement, the key here is $3 minimum bid price for the company stock. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ rules right here. And before we go there, I wanted to share this information with you on investmentbank.com. And I found this resource that NASDAQ, the second largest stock exchange by market cap in the world, these are the requirements. So they need the shareholder equity often at least $2 million, which they already have. They need at least 100,000 shareholders for the public float, which they already have. Hopefully, I don't know the number, but I believe they already have it. Minimum 300 plus shareholders, definitely they have it. Total asset of more than $4 million, they do have it. At least 2 market makers, and I believe they have it at the moment. And $3 minimum bid price for the company stock. So if they want to uplist on NASDAQ, they'll have to go to $3, hopefully, unless there is another way to get the workaround that I don't know. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor, but looking at these numbers, they look pretty massive. What that also means is there's a massive run up from 30 cents that we see right now to $3, which is once again 3x return on the investment, 30 to 300 cents, right? So 10x return, if someone invests, let's say $100 right now, turns into $1,000. Once again, it's a high risk, high reward. So you can either lose $100, but upside is tremendous. That's what I'm trying to get at. The public float market value could be $1 million as well. Now take a look right here, and this is NASDAQ listing center that I'm sharing this screen with you. A minimum price bid of $4 per share or minimum closing price of $3 per share, and this is what NASDAQ's listing center is telling us, which is tremendous in my opinion, because if they have to get to $3, they'll do everything and anything possible in their control. And JP Backwell openly in public, they said over the YouTube live stream over and over again that they're not looking for the reverse split, because if they do reverse split, remember what happened to CTRM. They did the reverse split to stay above $1 minimum bid price rule requirement for NASDAQ to stay consistently, because they were already listed on NASDAQ. If they want to continue to be listed on NASDAQ, what they need to do is they have to close for minimum 10 days above $1. What they instead did is they reverse splitted the stock, and they were at $3 at that price point, and they stayed, they are still above $1 minimum price bid rule requirement. Now what I want to tell you about ILUS, going back to ILUS, is we have seen a high of 48 cents right here. From 48 cents we saw a deep of 26 cents as well. So if you think about it, it's a 12 cents fluctuation. So I do believe that many people bought this stock around 26-27 cents as well, and they could be swing trader. And I'm not against swing trade. Rather, I always do swing trade to cover myself many times and just run and ride the wave with the free cash flow. Let's say if you bought a stock at 26.50, if the stock is 52 cents, then what you do is you probably sell 50% of your stock and you can run up. The rest of the ride is free for you, and you can invest that original principal amount that you have in some other stock. So I have tons of exit strategies that we can talk on my private Discord, and we always do that. If you think about CYBL, we're double right now, and if you sell 50% of it, we bought it a bit early in CYBL. If you sell 50% of it, what happens? You are leaving the money just for the profit into the stock, and you can ride the wave for free. So that's what I'm trying to get at. So I just wanted to remind you guys the big picture to focus on. I wanted to also share what it means, the NASDAQ uplisting for NASDAQ stock price, or for the ILUS stock price rather. And I wanted to share that nothing fundamentally changed for ILUS. There is a deep, not caused by short sellers or nothing along those lines. There is not a real concern. And by the way, so many penny stocks were down. If you think about IFAN, CCAJ, ILUS, CYBL, NNDM, ZOM, the penny stock market went down. It's not just ILUS. So I wanted to share this information with you, hoping you can make informed financial decision. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video.